My wife joins us, Erica Kirk,
Hi,
the beautiful,
everyone.
legendary Erica.
I love you so much.
I love you. We have asked the audience for questions. We are taking your questions, and hopefully we'll be able to answer any thoughts that you have.
What should be the order when it comes to God, kids, and marriage, and why?
Well, it's God first, then marriage, then
Right.
kids. How would you tell young married couples who are going to start having families to prepare/ready their marriage for the changes that come with it?
That's a great question. Premarital counseling, put your spouse first.
Save money.
Save money. Instead of investing in a bunch of clothes that they'll grow out of really quickly, they should have you know how people do honeymoon funds?
I'll be very honest. The man has to start earning enough money where the wife or the mom does not have to work. And if the man is incapable of doing that, well, then figure it out. Become a man. Young married couples, look, keep your faith obviously first, and try to identify any fleshly problems that you might be having. So if the wife might have a gossip problem or a spending money problem, or the husband might have an alcohol problem, try to get those things settled before you entered kids into the world.
Because you mentioned gossip. I think it's really important that women do not gossip to their friends about their husband. What you talk about with your spouse behind closed doors needs to stay there. Goes through one ear and literally ends at the other ear. You have to continually invest in the confidence in one another, that you're on the same team, you support each other, you love each other. You are not going to sabotage one another unknowingly because you're trying to impress a friend that you have a husband that does XYZ. God has put you guys together for a reason to have a beautiful family, and children are a blessing from the Lord.
Wives.
Marriage in the right context is so beautiful because your husband will give up anything and everything for you in a healthy manner, but they will literally love you and honor you and cherish you. All the noise aside, and focus on wife, children, family.
What traits should conservative women be looking for in men, and vice versa?
I think women looking for their future spouse needs to hone in on the fact, is he going to lead you closer to Christ or further away? Make sure you're equally yoked. Make sure that you are not looking for a man who, you know, the men that are they're grabbing the low-hanging fruit, meaning on the apps. Women get upset when they go on a date with a guy they found on an app and all of a sudden they ghost them, or all of a sudden they're just not communicating with them anymore. To me, it's because the guy didn't have to hunt for them. And since they didn't have to, they made it so easy on an app to just press a button. It's like the lottery, the likelihood of you finding your future husband or wife on an app.
I will say women should look for men that have self-control, and men should look for women that are willing to submit.
That word really lights people on fire.
It's biblical.
For me as a wife, my biblical role is to be the helpmate to my husband. That does not mean I'm less than you. That does not mean that I am above you. I love that you lead our home. You are so intentional with your faith as a wife. I am to, quote unquote, submit to you, which is a beautiful word, by the way, because that's the order of how it's supposed to go. And God will bless that. Beautiful, sacred marriage. When you are at the altar, you become one with your spouse.
Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ.
What's your favorite memory pre-kids, post-kids?
Going to Israel, definitely.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved that. Being able to walk, because, you know, before I met you, when I went previously, was with my mom on a pilgrimage. And the whole time I was there, I was praying for my future husband. Didn't know it was you. And we were both in Israel at the same time. Anytime I could find a place to put a little piece of paper of a prayer in a hole in a wall, that was me praying for you. And then I got to go back with you was surreal.
How about post-kids? I'd say Maine was pretty great. Jackson Hole was great.
That one's tough post-kids because every milestone with the kids is so special. Birthdays, seeing Gigi at dance class, just little things like that.
How much did you guys discuss religion, finances, politics, how to raise children before getting engaged? Men, you should be completely in charge of finances.
I totally agree.
And your wife should have nothing to do with it. They can have input, but you should release that burden from your wife and just take care of all the money.
I have to say, having to provide for yourself, especially because when I was living in New York City, it all fell on me. It's exhausting. I love the fact that I can relinquish that role to my husband because he's so good at it. Relinquish it to him and say, I trust you so much. I know you're going to help provide for our family. That is one less thing I have to not deal with. I've watched my mom have to deal with that while she had her own business and she was my mom and dad in one package. But to be able to relinquish that to you is so liberating.
And-
And I can focus on other things that are way more important because that's your domain and I don't have to worry about it.
And if
I
you
love
are
that.
marrying a man that is not capable of completely and totally handling the finances, then you should not marry that man. Finances will break a marriage quicker than anything else, period.
But what if he checks all of the boxes? He just is horrible at money.
Fine.
And you're really
Doesn't
good at
matter.
money.
Doesn't matter. Then are you going to be a stay-at-home dad? Is that basically what that is?
Okay, but then what about the women that are the ones that write the checks and do the bills?
I mean, it can work. I'm sure it has. But I see those marriages careening for divorce quicker than anything else. Here's why. We as men are hardwired to produce for the family. We find meaning. We find purpose. You would I'd have the worst day ever, but I'd know that today I'm paying for tuition. And for men, we find great purpose in being able to come back home being like, we provided for all of this.
Your husband has to
odds
be
are
the
against
one
you.
that goes out into the world and builds and battles and comes home. Conquers, comes home and is like, this is my nest egg. This is what I worked so hard for. And the wife is like, welcome home, babe. Whatever you need. What if the guy comes from nothing and doesn't know where to start?
Then he shouldn't be getting married. And then he's a boy. Boys should not get married. If you are not capable of providing for a wife or a family, then you should take some time before you get married. You got to figure yourself out. You got to get a skill. You got to get disciplined.
There's a season for everything. And I know that for some young girls out there, or even older women who are still looking for their human, a season of waiting is to encourage you to just continue to trust God's timing. And if you're in a season of pruning, that's probably because God's trying to refine you. And if you're in a season of fruitfulness, then enjoy that.
I will add to that men have a much longer horizon of waiting than women. And what men need to get equipped for actually might not be as natural. Women can make very good mothers with almost no training.
I don't know about that. That's hit or miss because some women, they have to be equipped for it too. You can have a career after children. You can always, after your kids are in school or after they're in high school, you can always go back to work. You can always find a way to get back into the workforce. But if you miss those precious first few years, that is so hard to make up because memories are so much more important than an added paycheck. Who is more conservative and why?
Erica.
Yes, I was raised well.
Yes, you have a great mom.
Great mom.
Great parents.
My grandparents, my grandfather was an immigrant from Sweden and fought in World War II and the Korean War. And he got the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, and knighted by the King of Sweden.
Do you think having kids made you more conservative?
100%. Absolutely.
You
And a
think-
better wife.
You want to do the dating app thing?
You know what? Ask your local pastor.
What you prioritize is what you get. And
Right.
so if
I'm
you-
looking for my future spouse.
If you prioritize trying to find a spouse, you're much higher likelihood to find one.
But as women, you need to take care of yourself.
And men, just figure out ways to make more money. I don't want to say it's not that hard, but if you work hard and apply yourself and obsess, you can make more money.
Stop
Of
playing
course,
video games.
Invest in yourself. Learn more. Be scrappier. I don't want to say it's easy because it's not necessarily easy, but it's easy to not be poor. You have to make a decision, a conscious choice to not have a poverty mind. Men will find a greater pool of women if they increase their income. How would you wait well for a spouse?
Don't have sex before you get married. Really be intentional about growing down before you grow up and out, meaning make sure that your heart is so rooted in Christ. Make sure that you're reading the Bible every single day. Make sure that you're in a position where you're living your life that He has to seek God in order to even be able to touch the slightest bit of your heart, and make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. Dress well. Not saying you have to look like you're on a red carpet every single day, but take care of yourself. If you can't afford to get your nails and hair done, that's fine. I'm not saying from a prideful standpoint, but be grateful that God gave you the body He gave you. Be grateful that you're healthy. If you're not healthy, that you have doctors in your life to help get you there. Just constantly be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for, and just find a way to be able to get yourself in the proper mindset and headspace of knowing that you are so intentional about this time and you're in a stream of significance, and you are in a position where when the man has sought you out, he will tell you, I want to date you and I want to marry you. When it's that type of guy, you will know and you'll be ready.
I love you.
I love you,
and
baby.
God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.